I did a poll on my community tab the other day about why are you trading? What motivates you to trade? What is it? And majority of the people, as you can see answered here, answered financial freedom. And trading is one of the toughest things in the world to do, but so many people are motivated to do it for financial freedom. And nearly 7 years ago was when I first started trading. I had the same motivation. I wanted to be financially free, but I was $70,000 in debt. At the same time, I was grinding all day at a sales job, building a business at the same time, and as well as learning to trade, after hours. And my car wouldn't stop breaking down. I had a piece of shit car at the time. And I wanted out, man. I wanted freedom. I wanted that debt gone. I wanted my bills paid. I wanted money to be able to spoil my wife, take care of her properly. But I couldn't. And, fast forward to now, we're almost at the tail end of 2024. I'm 100% debt free. I work my own hours. I answer to nobody. Nice freaking new truck here as well, which doesn't break down yet. Who knows with these American vehicles. And I'm pulling in just over $2 million a year. Just over $2 million this year from everything that I do. And I'm blessed to be in a position to, spoil my wife, help family, not worry about bills. And I'm blessed, but I work very hard for this. And now if you're new to the channel, I'm not going to just sit here and pretend it's all from trading, because a lot of people like to sell the dream. It's not all from trading, right? I also own a marketing business. I have really good investments. And of course, I've also got this personal brand here on YouTube, which I've built. And I trade. So I've got multiple sources of income running at all times, and we'll go more into that soon. But trading played a huge role in getting to where I am now. And I wanted to make this video to kind of help reframe your perspective on financial freedom and using trading to reach that point. And first of all, is it possible to achieve financial freedom using trading alone? Of course it is. Absolutely it is. Is it going to be hard? Yes, it's going to be hard, but, especially with prop firms that we have now, which can, that limits your downside, you're able to copy trade multiple accounts. It's more accessible than it ever was, especially when I started trading. And trading's one of those skills where you learn it. Once you learn how to adapt to changing market conditions, you master your emotions, your psychology, and you get good at risk management. It's one of those skills that can't be taken away from you either. So it's one of those things you can rely on no matter the market condition, etc. Recession, bull run, whatever. It's one of those things that once you know it, you can make money with it. When you've got that good fundamental understanding of the market, especially as an order flow trader, you can adapt to all the changes in the market that happen and just adapt your edge to the different market conditions, especially as an order flow trader, because you learn to read order flow as it comes in, as it changes, and finding where volume is transacting, etc. It's probably the most adaptable form of trading, which is why I like order flow. But trading also scales up, so where you might be now making $200 a week, in a year's time, that could be $2,000 a week, $20,000 a week, because it's one of those things where that same setup, those same trades you're taking now, as your account grows, as your leverage grows, you're getting paid more for doing the same amount of work. So it's absolutely achievable to get financial freedom through trading. It is hard, but it's one of those things that can take you there. It's a high-paying skill, a high-leverage skill. But with influences flooding your mind, with riches and the flashy things and Lambos, all the usual day trader gimmick we see online, it makes you as a new trader think that that's the prize, that's the end goal. That's what you should be striving for, that's what's waiting for you. And it's not always the case. Okay, in most cases it's not the case. But I want to shift your perspective a bit here to something a bit more realistic, because if you think about financial freedom is basically just not having to worry about your bills. Not having debt, not worrying about bills. So think about your monthly expenses, right? You got rent, food, debt repayments, fuel, all these kind of things. Think about what the total cost of that is per month. You might be surprised that it's not that much. For me, that number is about $7,000 per month, right? And now this is something I do personally every single month. I'm not advocating for this, but it's a way that I use trading in my life. I have one specific account. It's not a prop account, it's my personal account. I call it my expenses account. Just one of my personal accounts that I put in $1,000 every month. And what I do is I risk 10%. If you can't see that, I'll put the screenshot up on the screen. Blurring the broker name, but it is live. It's a regulated New Zealand broker. So one time I use CFD accounts because it's legal in New Zealand. I don't advocate for it. I always suggest futures over CFDs. But with a small amount like $1,000, it's hard to do with futures. So with my personal bills account, I use one time I use a CFD, broker, regulated in New Zealand. And I put $1,000 in, I risk 10% per trade, and I try and get that as close to $7K per month as I can. As you can see so far, we're mid-month, I'm at $4,000, so I'm tracking pretty well. And most months I get pretty close, some months I don't. And if I happen to have a string of 10 losses and blow that $1,000, I'm lucky enough to be in a position where it's no skin off my back. But most months, I'm able to clear my bills with just that account. So everything else from other trading accounts, from my other business, from my investments, from YouTube, all is just straight profit. I've got my bills covered for the month and the rest is just profit. So that's a way that I like to implement trading in my life in a more realistic sense. I'm not using it to, buy flashy things and be some sort of high roller. Of course, I do have more trading accounts than just this, but I use it to cover my bills every month. I have a specific bills account set for it. Now, again, I'm not advocating that this is something you do right off the bat as a beginner because, risking $1,000 a month at the start is irresponsible, not a good idea. But I just wanted to show you that to change your perspective a bit so that, for now, just forget the flashy shit. Just think, what if you just covered your bills every month, just your expenses? Imagine if they were all covered just from trading and how much of a difference that'll make in your life. Even if you don't cover all your bills, what if you just covered your rent every month and you're done, you're sorted? That's a huge weight off your shoulders every month just covering your rent. And that leads me to my next point about it as well, is that trading takes me an absolute maximum of 2 hours per day, right? So you know what that means? It means I have the rest of the day to build other shit, build other businesses, build other income sources, do other things. I heavily disagree with people that say trading should be a full-time thing because it's really not. You set a window of time that you trade, a specific session, couple hours a day, you get your setup, you either win or you lose, and you just spend the rest of your day doing other things. Diversify, do something else. Whether that's building a business, advancing a career, whatever it is, trading, as an income source need not be the whole day. An hour to 2 hours a day is all you really need. So if you truly want financial freedom, use the time freedom that trading gives you. It gives you time freedom, so leverage it. Don't waste it. Use that time to leverage into more opportunities. And for me, I spent years and years, a lot of time learning to build online sales funnels and to learn copywriting. That's a high-end income skill that built my marketing business and makes me a shitload of money every month thanks to the time I spent learning that high-income skill. Imagine if I didn't learn that and only tried to learn trading while I was broke. Or at the time when I was broke, I worked sales jobs, 9 to 5, uncapped commission, so that I could grind and earn, not have a limit on my earnings. If I worked harder during the day, if I improved my sales skills, then I made more money to ultimately get me to a better position. Or, how about this? I even leveraged my sales skills into selling myself into an entry-level cybersecurity job in IT, which immediately gave me a huge pay rise at the time, got me out of the grind of sales, into a very cushy job that also allowed me to work from home full-time, which gave me more time freedom to build other things because I could finish my work in the first few hours of the day and have the rest of the day to build other things. And it also gave me equity in the company. So I was able to pay off all my debt, invest heavily, all whilst building a business, learning to trade, and then even on top of that, building this personal brand, this Cami Capital brand. Sharing the trading part of my life online and sharing information, just talking, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's for charity. I make good money from this as well by delivering value via content. And, all these things all add up to putting myself in a better position in life. And the point I'm getting to here is the good thing about this, the way bringing it back to trading, is that if I have a bad trading day, I lose a trade, I have a string of losses, I'm not so butthurt about it, right? And I'm not as mentally affected from it because that money is coming in from everywhere, man. It's flowing in everywhere. So if I have a bad day trading, well, guess what? I just made a few thousand on this other thing today. I'm not too worried about the loss on the trading today. It really alleviates the pressure in the mind from relying on trading to pay the bills. And the psychological benefit of this is massive. So don't write that off. So the point of all this being is, if you truly want financial freedom, leverage that time freedom again that trading gives you. Leverage it. Don't think you have to spend all day trading, but diversify. You have the time. And if you don't think you have the time, well then have a look in other areas of your life. How long do you sit on your phone scrolling social media and Twitter, talking shit to people online? Maybe cut that out. Put your phone away at the end of the day once you finish your 9 to 5 and get to work. Don't spend time on your phone. This thing will suck your soul away, suck your time away, and turn you into a crab. Don't allow this to distract you from bigger things in life. Consume only valuable content if you're going to use your phone, things that'll move you forward in life. Ignore the rest. Turn it off. Get to work. Build other things and trade. Learn to trade. It's a skill that can't be taken from you. Like I said, it's a tool that can be used to reach financial freedom if you're disciplined enough and smart with the way you're trading. Just get to it. Get grinding, boys.